Tactical and Practical episode 40? Question mark? I don't know. But I got to start this episode off with an apology to my boss, Ryan. He's been super hot on the idea of running collab and whitelisting ads with creators for a while now. And I wasn't too hot on it. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But I know how to follow orders, so we ran a couple, and they went pretty good, and then we ran a couple more, and those went pretty good too, and we've done a handful of them, and basically all of them are outperforming the rest of our ad account. We're starting to spend more and more on them. We're starting to get more creatives, more creators on board with the program, and it's going pretty well. So wanted to do an episode on it, walk you through why we did them in the first place, how we think about creative strategy for them, how to actually set them up in your ad account, and hope it helps. This episode of Tactical and Practical is brought to you by Postscript and Intelligems. Intelligems is our one-stop shop for all things profit optimization, whatever you need to test on your website, from content to prices to offers and images and copy. Intelligems can do it. You don't need a fancy dev. You don't need a CRO agency. You just need an Intelligems account, and they are super affordable. So go to intelligems.io. Let them know you're a fan of Tactical and Practical to help support the podcast, and you can start adding dollars to your bottom line today. Postscript is the most reliable and trustworthy and biggest and baddest SMS platform out there. Their product as it stands today is already incredible. They're super reliable. We have never had an issue with any campaigns not sending or being delayed or any kind of deliverability issues because the back end of their platform is so strong. And that's just what they've got today. In the coming weeks, they're going to be releasing a ton of new features that we have been fortunate enough to be involved in some of their alpha and beta testing for them. And these are features that aren't like a lot of SaaS features that roll out and they increase your usage rates and don't do much else. These features are actually driving top and bottom line dollars for us, and they are going to be a massive part of the next chapter of growth for us at Original Grain. So go to postscript.io, let them know the Tactical and Practical podcast sent you, and you can start making more money today. All right. Let's talk about why we run these ads, why Ryan wanted to run these ads. We kind of break this out into three separate categories here. First, let's talk about Meta's algorithm. I've been told by our Meta rep that when you run an ad with a partner, whether it's another brand, whether it's an individual creator, running a partnership ad gives more signal to the algorithm about who that ad should be served to. So when we have a partner like Bob Marley, and we have whitelisting access to their account so we can run partnership ads, Facebook understands that people who follow and like and interact with Bob Marley's content are probably going to be a great audience for this ad. So it's going to start there and expand from there. It's almost like interest-based targeting, except you don't actually have to put an interest on it, and then it's still big enough to go broad. It's just receiving that better signal early on about who these ads could be for. That's what Meta is telling me. I don't know how the algorithm works, but I know these ads are working, so I've got no reason not to believe them. Next up, kind of what I would call like the influencer effect. This is why anyone does any influencer marketing to begin with. You want someone who has authority and has distribution to an audience that you want to target. So in our case, if I'm trying to sell our whiskey barrel watches, then I want to partner with influencers in the world of whiskey that have authority and established audiences. And we're in a super unique place where this doesn't just mean we're going after the biggest accounts. We're going after the accounts and the creators who get the most comments on their posts that say, I tried this bottle of whiskey because you told me to. It was a $400 bottle, but I went to multiple stores and hunted it, and I crossed state lines just so I could buy that bottle of whiskey because you told me it was good, and it was. So thank you so much. Those are the types of qualitative engagement we are looking for before we decide to partner with a creative. Again, this is not about chasing followers and likes and impressions. This is about chasing quality and influence to audiences. So those are the kind of creators we are partnering with, because if they can recommend that someone drives 7 hours to go to Kentucky to find a certain bottle of bourbon and invest hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into it, then I'm sure they can sell them one of my $400 watches. So that's what we're going after. The last reason of why we do this is because the creative that they churn out is so different and so unique compared to anything else that our in-house creative team is making. And it's not to say our in-house creative team isn't killing it, because they are. I don't know if you've seen our content lately, but it's fire. But it is in the original grain style. So partnering with all these creatives means our creative diversity is going through the roof. We are getting stuff that we probably never would have created. They're professional creators, so they shoot and edit and post all their own content. They know how to make content that resonates with their audience. So that's basically what we tell them to do with these ads. We, of course, make them show our products in it and incorporate them into whatever the piece of content is. But we're not giving them scripts. We're not giving them bullet points. We are letting them create what they want to, as long as it incorporates our watches. So that's why we run these ads, because it is coming from a place of authority, from a third party. That's not just me telling you the watches are awesome. It's coming from a creator that you know and trust. The content is different than anything we can create. So if you see one of their ads first, you might have already been seeing our ads for months and months and months, but their piece of content might be the one that hits you the right way. And lastly, Facebook is telling us that this is a good strategy. We're doing it. It's working out for us. So I recommend you should do it too. Now, when it comes to how to set these ads up, there's a couple different ways you can do it. There's an easy way, and there's a hard but better way. The easy way to do it is have the creator post whatever the piece of content is like an organic Instagram. Tag your brand as a paid partner and add you as a collaborator. We then accept the collaboration account request. Then we go into Meta Ads Manager. We create a new ad, hit choose a post instead of upload creative manually, and then you just choose that post. That is your ad unit. That's the easiest way to do it. That's the way to do it that creators are most used to and most okay with, in my experience. So that's what we're doing with you guys, a lot of our artists today. You're saying, hey, post this, tag us as a paid partner, add us as a collaborator. We'll take it from here. The second way to do it is to get like true whitelisting access, which means they don't have to post anything. We can run whatever we want to through their page. You can see why creators are a little more skeptical of that. But as long as you're running creative that you guys have both agreed on, there shouldn't be any issues here. All you have to do is get them to give you their like Meta Business ID. Then you go into the back end of ads managers to partners and hit add partner and add their thing, and they have to accept that, and then you are good to go. Now, the last part of how we run these ads is still being worked out. So don't take this as gospel, but this is what we've done so far. We have only run these ads as conversion ads, as sale ads trying to get purchases. I think it's probably a good idea to start running some of these as reach or video view or whatever engagement campaigns. Just because, again, because the creative is left up to the creator, it's not super salesy. It's not like super conversion, direct response focused. So maybe it worked better as a reach thing. Maybe it works better as, a first touch point that just someone kind of gets someone into the door of your brand, and then you can let your conversion campaigns seal the deal. I don't know. We'll see. But if you're interested in knowing, make sure you follow me at Nate Legos on Twitter. Subscribe to the Tactical and Practical podcast wherever you're listening. And let me say thanks so much for all of you sharing and tagging the podcast lately. In the last week, there's been more people than ever shouting at the pod, saying they're part of the Tac and Prac gang. Appreciate that. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now with creator ads. Going well. Gonna scale it. Hope it keeps getting better. And still working out some of the details, but I'll update you on a future episode of Tactical and Practical. Thanks for listening.